News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Authorities in Helena are seeking a murder suspect. Good morning, everyone. Montana Morning for Thursday, January 26, 2017. We have some light snow falling in western Montana right now. It's 19 degrees in Missoula. Our newscast this morning sponsored by Bullseye Wear, Missoula's only certified master optician. They're located at 2910 South Reserve, the old R.P. Ellis location. Give them a call, 552-1299. This morning's top story statewide. A 31-year-old man was shot to death at a Helena motel, and police are now seeking 41-year-old Brandon LeClaire for questioning. Helena police say the shooting was reported just before 1 o'clock Wednesday morning at Motel 6. Officers found the victim in the parking lot. His death is being investigated as a homicide. The victim's name has not yet been released. Officers told the Independent Record that LeClaire was likely involved. He left the area before police arrived. LeClaire is 41. He's a white male, 5'7", 155 pounds, short brown hair with brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a black jacket. Officers caution he may be armed. Police say LeClaire has warrants for his arrest issued in Deer Lodge County and also in West Yellowstone. Here in Missoula, the deliberate homicide trial of 31-year-old Emmanuel Gomez got underway this week with pretrial motions on Tuesday and jury selection yesterday and possibly continuing into today. Gomez is accused of abducting, beating, and killing Charlie Ann Wyrick and dumping her body in the Deer Creek drainage. Missoula County Attorney Kirsten Pabst is prosecuting the case.
The facts in the affidavit as submitted to the court indicate the depravity with which this crime was committed, but this was also sort of the culmination of a series of events and crimes against this particular individual. My understanding is he did make admissions that he was under the influence of methamphetamine at least during a portion of these crimes for which he's charged.
Testimony of the Gomez trial is scheduled to begin after the jury is officially impaneled. Missoula police are investigating after a neighbor called yesterday reporting that they had seen a dead body in a nearby backyard. According to Police Public Information Officer Travis Welsh, the 911 call came in late Tuesday.
Before 5 o'clock, police officers were called to a residence in the 900 block of South 5th Street East by a person who had reported seeing what appeared to be a deceased person in the backyard of a residence there. The officers arrived and made contact with the person who directed them to the location of the body, and they did in fact determine that it was a deceased adult female.
Police have identified the body, though they're not disclosing her name until her family is notified. The deceased woman is about 50, but it's unclear what led to her death.
We typically don't find people who have died out in public very often, so it does lend some uniqueness to this particular case. People do die of natural causes and sometimes exposure. Don't know if that's the case here, but those are some possibilities, as well as foul play. We just haven't ruled anything out yet.
Last week, another woman was found dead outside the apartments up in the Linda Vista area. The cause of her death has not been announced yet either. According to Welsh, there were no suspects in custody. No one had yet been brought in for interviews with police. Montana's struggling agricultural economy has taken yet another hit following the decision by two of the state's largest buyers of barley to reduce the number of contracts they offer to growers by as much as 60%. The Great Falls Tribune reported yesterday that Anheuser-Busch and Miller Coors informed barley growers this year they'll only be purchasing a fraction of the malt barley they have in recent years. The two brewing giants say the decision was brought on by an overabundance of barley available in the global market. The companies account for the purchase of nearly two-thirds of the barley grown in north-central Montana. Officials from the Montana Wheat and Barley Committee expect bid reductions to drop between 20 and 60%, resulting in a possible loss of more than $65 million in revenue. Two more business groups expressed their support for President Trump's announcement Tuesday that the Keystone XL pipeline was being resurrected. President of the Montana Chamber of Commerce, Webb Brown, said the effect of the pipeline on Montana would be profound, not just because of the jobs, but also the long-term income for the state.
This new project could be one of the largest property tax payers in the state, much less the income tax collection and all the other things that can be attributed to that. We're very excited about the opportunity to move forward and hope that we get this thing started and get it completed in short order.
Brown also promoted the opportunity for Montana oil to be uploaded onto the pipeline.
One of the aspects of the Keystone XL pipeline project project is the on-ramp for oil to go into the pipeline by Baker over in the eastern part of the state, and that's the only spot along the way where there will be the opportunity for that. That by itself is going to be a big boost for Montana as well.
Montana Contractors Association President Kerry Hegraberg says the pipeline was never allowed to be properly confirmed by the U.S. government.
It has been in the works now for a long, long time. It was unfairly delayed by the last administration. It's our best trading partner in the world, Canada, and would allow the United States to increase our energy security and import less oil from unfriendly countries. It's a win-win-win deal.
One of the conditions proposed by President Trump is that the steel for the actual pipeline be manufactured in this country. Montana Governor Steve Bullock has blocked the impending slaughter of hundreds of Yellowstone National Park bison over disease concerns until a temporary home can be found for 40 animals wanted by an American Indian tribe. Bullock prohibited the transfer of any Yellowstone bison to slaughter in a letter to park officials obtained yesterday by the Associated Press. The January 19th letter cited an executive order that was not previously publicized. Politics can have a big impact on Montana business even before specific laws are passed. Travis Linneman from Selway Armory in Missoula says sales of both guns and ammo have begun to slow down after Donald Trump won the presidency.
I would say yes, they have, but not probably to the extent that some people would think. The tail end of November, December, right after the election results came in, and so far in January, like actual gun sales are down for us across the board, both locally and nationwide. There is less demand because there's less fear of additional legislation.
Linneman said the presidential contest in 2016 pushed a lot of gun and ammo purchases months ahead of when they would normally occur.
A ton of demand got pulled forward to before the election or right at the election because so many people were buying in anticipation of Hillary winning and possibly things changing. The other part of the slowdown is some of our competitors way overbought things in anticipation of another Obama-type run on the industry, and now they're dumping stuff.
Those who didn't purchase higher-priced guns last October now have better deals today. News Talk Time, 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Patchy areas of freezing fog with a few isolated snow flurries. Daytime highs will be in the upper 20s. Tonight, patchy freezing fog with our lows in the single digits. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13.